If you generally don't feel safe in your manifestation practice, especially about particular desires, probably the desires that are the most important to you, if you don't feel safe in your manifestation of those desires, there are some deeper things that we need to talk about and address. So today in this video, we are going to get into that because for a lot of you, I think this might be maybe your biggest block is this sense of safety, this sense of security. You've been suffering in insecurity, in non-safety, and today we're going to talk about why you are in that and also give you some direction on terms of how to get out of it. And before we go deeper into the topic, my name is Genevieve. I am obviously a manifestation coach, and I was just looking at my hair. I just came in from the rain. I took my dog for a walk post-rain, and if you have curly hair, you know that your hair really is its own operant power. Like it just does whatever the heck it wants, which is why I feel like I look different in like every video, because it's like depending on what my hair has decided is its manifestation for the day, that's what it's going with. So anyway, but with that distraction aside, there are many ways that you can work with me if you like my style of coaching, if you feel like I'm a good teacher for you. There are links below to courses, and at the time of me publishing it, there are 2 courses available to you. I really highly recommend you do the courses. I cannot say enough how amazing the feedback is from people who really go through and follow the courses. It's so much value for the money. That's why I encourage you to do that over doing a call for some of you, not all of you, but some of you, just because I think you'll get a lot of long-term sustainability and success from doing those courses. So please look into those if you really want to feel some deeper shifts in your life. I keep forgetting to say this, but I have a membership portion of this channel. So there's a link below as well on how to join the membership side of this channel. On that part of the channel, I have a lot more in-depth like guided meditations, some deeper explanations of specific tools that you can use. I just kind of go deeper into teaching and giving you more tools on that part of the channel. So if you want to join me, please join over there. Look at the tiers. Make sure you look at what's included in each tier before you sign up. But anyway, everything you could possibly want is in the description. So check all of that out. And now let's get into safety and manifestation. How can you really feel safe in your process of manifesting? So first I want to say that safety is a perception. And honestly, everything in your reality is simply your perception, the way that you are perceiving it, the way that you're making meaning of things. But your sense of safety in your own autonomous experience is obviously quite important, because when you don't feel safe in your own experience of reality, you are suffering. You're feeling constantly on edge, like you're in survival mode, like you're really in your head trying to control things, and you're not feeling good in your own experience if you aren't feeling safe and secure. So I start by saying that because it's not that you need to feel safe in order to manifest, but that feeling safety and really knowing and assuming your safety is going to obviously help you. You're going to suffer less, and you probably will be more successful in manifesting, even though technically feeling safe isn't necessary to manifest, if that makes sense. But since safety is a perception, what's probably happening in your perception is that you're still giving a lot of power to 3D circumstances, 3D causes and conditions. If you're feeling like it's not safe to want what you want, or it's not safe to accept that you already have what you want, that really simply means that you are looking out at your reality, you're looking and judging, and you're seeing certain things, and you're deeming that those things out there are making you not safe, or making this not a safe thing to pursue, because you're judging this and being like, oh, that's probably not going to work out for me, so it's not really safe to do this. You're doing that kind of thing. And these kinds of like not safe perceptions that we're making, the kind of person, the kind of manifestor who's making these kinds of perceptions is the kind of manifestor who has yet to come into knowing themselves as the true operant power of their reality. And what does being the operant power of your reality means? It means that you are the only one that is making any meaning out of anything in your life. You are the only one thinking, the only one perceiving, the only one assuming, the only one making meaning, the only one having an experience. You are the only one having an experience here. There's nothing else forcing you to have an experience. There's nothing else forcing you to have a particular thought or to apply a particular meaning to things. You are the operant power of your reality. You're making everything up as you go in terms of what you're experiencing, what's true about you, what's true about the world. You are doing all of that. But before you came into manifesting, you, like most humans who didn't go deep in this kind of spiritual training, you're just looking out at the world, like constantly judging things on a 3D basis of like, okay, what's practical, what's probable, what's going to happen to me next based on what's happened to me in the past. And like, you just kind of were naturally in that kind of mental diet in terms of making meaning about things and kind of just naturally assigning power based on your perceptions of the 3D and then assuming what was going to happen next based on what has happened in the past. But now we are manifestors. We are conscious manifestors, and we're knowing that just because we had been patterned in a particular way in the past, or just because we manifested particular things in the past, that doesn't mean that we cannot create something completely different, have a completely different experience of something or someone in the future. Although I hate to say the future, because really what you're doing is you're choosing to have that present experience in this now moment. You're not saying it's out in the future. You're saying in this now moment, I'm going to accept this new experience. But as the operant power, you are really knowing that nothing out here in the 3D has any real value or any real meaning except for the meaning that you decide that it has. You are the powerful one. You're the one assigning power to everyone and everything. And I say everyone because you're also assigning power to people. And this is just kind of a tangent, but when it comes to your specific person, for example, if you're manifesting an SP, you are the one that's making them like special and kind of scary because they're so special. You're the one who, because you have a desire for them, accidentally gave them all this power over you. And like, that's what needs to be taken away. You need to learn as the operant power, take away this weird false power I've given them, this weird pedestal I've given them, and then just manifest the love I feel for them. If I feel an authentic desire for this person, I've got to clear away all of the crap that's been like added on to my desire that's keeping them in this position where all I can see them through is this filter of like potential rejection because I've assigned them the power to reject me, like things like that. You got to take that off and see them simply clearly through the lens of your love. So anyway, you are the one assigning power and probability and all that stuff to everything in your reality. So again, if you are having this perception that it's not safe to manifest, or it's not safe to want what you want, it's not safe to assume that you have what you want, it's simply because you're still giving so much meaning to something in the 3D as if that thing has power over you. That thing has power to take away your happiness. It has power to mean something about you. And I'm going to talk more about that as we get into like what to do about this. But like, you've assigned meanings and powerful meanings that mean stuff about you. And that's why it doesn't feel safe, because that thing out there or that person out there, that thing in person still means something about you. You haven't taken away that meaning from them yet. And so them just existing, it triggers you because if they still have that meaning, if that thing still has that meaning, it's going to continue to make you feel not safe. Okay, I hope that makes sense. You just still need to learn, you're the operant power, that everything's meaningless. Reality is meaningless until a consciousness, a powerful consciousness that you have, perceives it and gives it some sort of a meaning. So you're learning that is your power, that's what it is. And you know it's true because you've probably had this experience before, maybe even accidentally, where you simply saw something differently. You simply related to either a circumstance or a person in your life differently all of a sudden. And then it was like, boom, that whole thing just changed. Like the minute you authentically related to it differently and you saw it differently, you gave it a different meaning, a different understanding, a different perception, it was probably almost instantaneous that whole situation or that person kind of changed. But really it wasn't that they changed. It says you changed. You started to perceive them very, very differently. You perceived the situation very, very differently. And then it all turned to match your new genuine perception, your new genuine assumption. So what I want you to do around this is kind of take an inventory. Like look at the things in your life that you feel like are the blocks, like especially things in the 3D that you are deeming as like improbable, or, oh, because this exists, then I'm not going to get what I want. Like really look at the things in your life that you are giving a lot of meaning and power to. And then I want you to do a self-inquiry around them, because I want you to unearth, I want you to like draw up into consciousness the part of you that's still alive in your subconscious. And remember, subconscious means beneath consciousness, and that like you might not really be aware how powerful this thing is still activated beneath your conscious mind, because it's in there, it's making meanings of things. And often your conscious mind adapts to what is happening in your subconscious. And what I mean by that is it makes adaptive assumptions. And the one I talked to a client about today, I'll just tell you guys about it, is like, for example, if you in your subconscious feel very alone and you feel very unsupported, you feel like, you know, no one shows up for you, nobody helps you, and that's like happening in your subconscious, your conscious mind will often make an adaptive assumption about that. And the adaptive assumption is usually more positive. And so the often adaptive assumption to what I just described is that you become hyper independent. You get this adaptive assumption in your conscious mind that says, oh, I love being alone. I love being so independent. I love that I can just do whatever I want and I never have to ask anyone for anything. You've adapted, your conscious mind has adapted because it feels like, okay, because this deeper stuff is so true, nobody's going to show up for me. Nobody cares about me. I'm alone. I'm not supported. So I've got to adapt. I've got to find a positive way to adapt to this deeper shit that I really do believe inside of me that I can't escape. So I've got to adapt. And I'm going to adapt by being independent. I'm going to enjoy my independence. I'm going to enjoy being single, blah, blah, blah. Like that kind of stuff. Those are all adaptive assumptions that your ego makes just to help you feel like, oh yeah, this is your choice. But like really, this is a reaction to something deeper inside. So I'm the kind of coach that my goal for you is to bypass your conscious mind. That's again, just the like final symptom of everything going on deeper. And I want to ask you to go deeper and actually ask yourself, like to go back to the example of all the things that you've taken inventory that you feel like are the block or are the things that you've given power to in your 3D, ask yourself, like this is the question, the self-inquiry question. What does it mean about me that this is in place? So let me make it more specific. Like, let's say that the common one, like let's say you're manifesting a specific person and that person's with a third party right now. So you would ask yourself, what does it mean about me that my person is with somebody else and that my person is choosing another person? You're going to bypass your ego here that makes up a lot of rationalizing whatever, and you're going to come into your body and actually access that you that has a meaning attached to it. That's that the you that's the deeper you that's assigning a meaning to that third party. And it's probably going to say something like, and again, these are just examples, but truly explore what your authentic answer is. But examples to this question could be, it means about me that I'm not worthy. It means about me that I'm not enough. It means about me that nobody ever chooses me. It means about me that I'm ugly, like things like that. And I want you to be very, very aware of that story and then become aware of the emotion beneath it. So we're now getting into the somatic inquiry stuff that I have been getting so into, and it's been so, like, to me it's felt like the missing key to my assumption work, because often we're very aware of, like, you know, oh, I'm aware that I'm not enough, I'm aware that I feel like I'm not worthy, but we never really get out of it because we never process it. And the way to process it is to go into what is the actual emotion that I'm repressing that's fueling that story. Because if I have a story deep inside of me that says I'm not enough, it's staying so alive in there and seemingly unmovable because there's an emotion behind it that I am refusing to feel. It's an emotion I'm refusing to feel and express. And typically for most people, it's anger or fear or hurt. So for you to recultivate a sense of safety in your manifestation, you have to go in and reclaim and feel and process that anger, hurt, and fear. It's going to continue to feel unsafe the more you run from that. Because also this sense of safety thing, like you not feeling safe, what it really means is you're running from the things you think are going to kill you. But really in manifestation, the only things that could kill you, of course I'm not going to kill you, are your emotions, because manifestations are a result of inner experience. So if you're afraid of an inner experience that comes with rejection, and really all that is an emotional experience, you're afraid of that experience, then that means you're not processing that experience within you. If you're constantly running from that experience because you feel so unsafe about it, all that means is like you're not processing. You're not going in and saying, okay, I'm going to feel my anger about all the freaking times that I've been rejected in the past. I never allowed myself to process that anger of how mad and hurt I've been about every single time back to my babyhood where I was rejected in the past. I never really got a chance to feel that and just process it and feel it and just let myself have my anger. So I've been spending all my life running from it and adapting in my conscious mind to like pretending that I love being hyper independent when really I've been running from my anger, and now I'm trying to manifest someone or something. And if I don't deal with this rejection or this anger or whatever it is, then I'm going to continue to be manifesting from that wound. It's going to be the I am not enough that's trying to get this person to love me. And that does not work. If your dominant I am behind the manifestation is I am not enough, I think if I get that person to pick me, that'll prove I'm enough. If you're in that paradigm, then it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You have to be manifesting from, again, like I said earlier in this video, you're clearing away all the things that are stuck to your love for this person. All of the I am not enough stories, all of the weird like specialness stories of like I'll be redeemed once they pick me, like anything weird, special, painful those old stories that have been attached to your love and desire for this person, they've got to be taken off so that it's just clear love, attraction, just clear, unconditional, unmessed with, not poisoned by weird stuff, just desire towards that person. And I guess I shouldn't say desire, I really mean fulfillment, because when your desire turns into just you accepting that you have this love for them, and you're just appreciating it, accepting that it's done, that is what fulfillment is, that you've accepted that it's done, you accept that you have it, you're just down with the experience, you're not feeling unsafe about it, you're just like, cool, this is my experience, I trust it, I trust myself, there's nothing I'm trying to run from, there's nothing I'm trying to prove, I am just like, this is what it is, I love this person, and because I love them, I'm sure they love me. But also, even if they didn't in the 3D reciprocate, you would be okay, because you don't have this weird extra special meaning that you've given them that says them not choosing you means something about you. This is what I mean of like all of the different parts that get attached to your love that are the block for why, I guess in this case, an SP doesn't choose you, but this applies to other things too, whether you're manifesting love or people or even, physical things or jobs or, exam scores or health or something. If you're making it conditional, where if it's like, if I don't get this, then it means something about me. Like if I don't get healthy, it means something bad about me. That means that there's a deeper identity inside of you that says, I'm bad in some way because of this circumstance, or I'm bad in some ways because of this outcome. And because of that, if I'm trying to manifest from the I'm bad thing because I haven't processed my real feelings around that identity that was created in me a long time ago, if I don't handle that, I'm just going to keep the loop going between me and this person or me and this circumstance that says, yep, I'm bad, I'm trying to stop being bad, but I can't seem to stop being bad. Yep, I'm not enough, and I can't stop being enough because I keep being proven to me because I gave them this power, this meaning that they can prove to me that I'm not enough. We're taking that away. We're no longer giving anyone or anything the ability to make you feel like you're not enough, or to make you mean, yeah, you are bad, because that guy that you had a crush on, he didn't choose you, so you're bad. You're bad because of that. We cannot keep manifesting from that kind of paradigm thinking, so we got to clear that away. So I hope this is really making sense to you. If you have not been feeling safe in your manifesting journey because you feel so insecure about it and you feel so worried about it not working and you feel so like unsure that you could get it and you're just so like, you just feels unsafe, it's really because you're dominantly still being fueled by all of these extra meanings that you've given to the 3D, and those meanings are coming from the deeper subconscious identities that are still active within you. And you've really got to go in, get to the root of whatever emotion or whatever thing is inside of you that never really got dealt with by you. And so you're still carrying it like luggage that you should have left long ago. You're still carrying it. You've got to just go through that luggage, throw that stuff away, and get back into a neutral state towards your desire. It's going to be much easier to maintain your knowing of the desire when you feel safe with yourself about your emotions. Because again, the only reason you feel triggered or insecure is because you're afraid of yourself. You're afraid of your emotions. You're afraid of what feeling rejected feels like, because you've never allowed yourself to process what rejection really feels like. So you are being controlled by it because you don't know how to handle it. So and really, again, it really is as simple as you got to feel and process those old emotions. So that has been the key for me in terms of like really helping law of assumption to click better when it feels like you know what you're supposed to be believing, but you just can't seem to believe it because this old story is still just so powerful. It's because, again, there's something around that old story that just hasn't been processed yet by you, and you've just got to process it. And once it's processed, it's then much easier to just naturally assume and accept whatever identity you would like next. Because again, you can create something totally new, something totally never experienced by you before, and you will trust yourself around it. You'll feel safe around it because you'll know it's just your experience that you're choosing. It's just you experiencing yourself. You're choosing that experience. It's not a threat if you didn't have that experience, because you no longer have a weight of resistance against it saying that you'll be bad if you don't get it or whatever. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. I'm going to wrap this up for today, but please let me know your thoughts and feelings and questions that are coming up. I'll say again, I always love to get your requests for videos in the comments below. So if you have any requests or questions you would like me to answer in an upcoming video, please put that in the comments below. So thank you. Oh, also subscribe. That's another thing I always forget to say. Subscribe and like the video and all that good stuff. So thank you. If you've watched to the very end, you're pretty amazing. You get a gold star. You can put a gold star comment below if you really made it to the end, because that means that you are a real one and you are doing amazing. So I'm in a funny mood tonight. Anyway, I will see you guys in my next video. All right, bye.